Well, that's 2 farms down. We've done 2 farms already now. So today, aside from driving really terribly at the fairs, I said to myself, I have the whole afternoon. What am I going to do with myself? You know what? What farms are in the area? I really, to be honest, I didn't know where Rose Run Farms was. So I knew that Marvin Rabers was kind of in this direction, but I didn't know exactly where. So after the fair, I said to somebody, hey, what farms are in it? They said, oh, Marvin Rabers Farms, maybe 40 minutes away. Sure enough, I looked it up. I called Marvin. He said, yeah, come on out. I went and looked at all the babies. No shocking developments. Some good-looking horses there. I'd done some videos for you. Thought there were some good-looking horses. There always is. Every farm you're going to go to, if they have an abundance of horses, especially long toms and things like that, I'm going to be interested. I talked about what offset knees actually were, what that means, what that term means. I showed you on a long tom, I believe it was a filly that I really liked. And as I was leaving, I said to Archie, I don't know when I'm going to be able to get out to Hickory Lane or Steiner Stock Farm. They're way the hell, just 2 hours away or more. And I don't, usually last year we were racing in that area at the fairs. I don't know when the fairs go back to that area again. Hopefully around the 10th or 12th, it would be helpful. So he said, well, Rose Runner, he said, Archie's just down the road, 10 miles down the road. So sure enough, I get in my car. I got halfway there. I called Archie, left him a message. He called me back, said, absolutely, come on out. So I looked at a bunch of horses. There were at least one shocking surprise. You're going to have to wait for the videos. A brother to a horse that we had is there, and I didn't know that Archie had the mare. He had bought the mare in foal last year, and anyway, it's a very, very good-looking horse. It probably, as I had said in the video, I'm skeptical. I'm going to be very cautious with the What the Hill biddings this year. Not because I don't like the horse. Make no mistake, What the Hill still got the vast majority of the good mares in Ohio are bred to What the Hill. So it's going to force us to look at them and everybody else. Now, 2 things to that. One, we know that they can get a little hot. When they get interfering, they get really hot, and then they get hard to deal with. They make breaks. Mistakes are made. I think we can change the way we train our babies down accordingly, the What the Hills anyway. Now that we know what tendencies they have on the track in their training, we can change the way we train those particular horses. The reason I'm so certain of this is we had 3 or 4, they all acted the same. I've talked to other trainers, they all act the same. And it's not a negative thing. Any horse you get that starts to interfere, they're going to get hot, they're going to get uncontrollable. So it's not that shocking. How do we mitigate that? How do we stay away from things like that nature? Don't buy short-barreled horses is one. A lot of the What the Hills are kind of stumpy and small. Stay away from those ones if you can. The imperfections that we may allow in some horses, as I said, that What the Hill filly, her knees were a little bit offset. Normally you'd be like, you got to be careful. But the What the Hills just overcome so much. I can forgive it, and I will forgive it. I would be interested in that filly. At the right price, of course. Now, What the Hills, as I said, getting back to them, stay away from the ones that are a little short in the barrel. They're more likely to interfere. That's just math. You can't hide from that. Right? The ones that toe out a little bit. Before, you'd be like, it's not the end of the world. They might toe a little bit. They might be all right. They may not. Isa 10 gets into her knees. I think with maturity and time, she won't. But, again, these are indicators of maybe what we should stay away from. So when it comes to the What the Hills, I'm going to be a little more selective, but they are going to draw our eyes in their direction. But they're going to draw everybody else's eyes in their direction too. And when they're in one direction, we're going to try and do business in the other direction. So I don't think anybody's going to be fooled by by Long Tom this year. They had an incredible year for the selection of mares they got. And I'm not making fun of the mares that were bred to them, but they weren't top-tier mares. They were just mares. And he had a fantastic year. I guess if you're going to line them up and say, okay, who's the best sire, you're going to have people arguing and saying it's this and that. But from my perspective, being on the ground, seeing what I've seen, sat behind the horses I've sat behind, Long Tom's a winner in 2021 thus far. Anyway, now watch a bunch of What the Hills are going to go up in the finals. But, well, it won't be a bunch. It'll only be 2 if possible. We have an Uncle Peter and a Long Tom in the final. So we'll see. But from my my eyes on the ground, I think that Long Tom's the winner of 2021. So people are going to be looking for Long Toms. You're not going to sneak any Long Toms out the back door. What the Hills are going to demand eyeballs. I saw a couple of What the Hills I liked today. One was at Marvin Raber's farm. There was a good looking What the Hill there, and the other one was the brother. I don't want to spoil it. I'm going to make you guys. You're going to have to watch the videos. A brother to a horse that I liked quite a bit. Now he didn't win any stake races or any accolades, and depending on what side of the fence you're in, he might have left a bad taste in your mouth. But he had a big engine in him and a big heart, and I really liked him. So I was very happy to see that. Now he is a What the Hill. This is a What the Hill brother to this horse. Uncle Peter might be a good place to look. Creatine also had a good year. Purple Ore has been great for us. It's the only creatine we have, I believe. I'm sure we do. So we may do a little more business on that side of the fence in that market. Creatine and Uncle Peter. I don't think you're gonna be able to walk away with any cheap Long Toms, and I think What the Hill's still going to demand everybody's eyeballs and everybody's respect and everybody's money. So I don't know if you're going to be able to afford them. Who's to say? You never know what's going to happen at a sale. If I was to bet with my money, and I'm wrong plenty, Uncle Peter and Creatine will probably be the place to look this year. And I did also see, what's Marvin's, what the hell's wrong with me? Full Count. There was a good looking Full Count at Marvin Raber's also. So lots to look at thus far. Saw some good looking horses at Rose Run Farms. Both farms I went to today. Rose Run has 2 farms. I went to both of them, looked at horses. Fillies at one place, Pacers and pacing fillies and colts, and trotting colts at the other farm. So lots for you to look at there. And then Marvin Raber's farm also had a real good day there. It's just been a beautiful day. The piss poor drive I gave Confederate Cruiser kind of put the damper on. Like, I'm trying my hardest to get past it. It's more embarrassing than anything that you drive like such a moron. But it's gonna happen. You drive enough horses, you're gonna leave the track once in a while, talking to yourself under your breath and kicking stones. And there were some stones kicked in Canton today. So I'm trying my best to get past that. Definitely looking at these babies helped. It was a great day looking at babies. Confederate Cruiser raced his guts out, and Voyage of Ice and Fire, a disappointing second, but that horse beat me fair and square, and I didn't feel that he raced that bad. So maybe that horse is just a diamond in the rough. I don't know. So that is it. All done. Oh wait, we had 2 horse races. Globe Trotting, put her on the front. She fizzled out 53-1. Please stop putting her on the front. I know it's a little bit hypocritical for me to ask anybody not to put a horse on the front end, but I believe I would like to see her race from off the pace, and she can race from off the pace. And then Stonebridge Symbol was a little flat. I think we're going to race him back in the non-Worcester 3500 at Northfield Park next week. So that is the entire day in its entirety broken down for you. We'll talk to you all very soon. I'm on my way home. I will be home in 41 minutes. Take care.